In some neighborhoods and alleys of Kabul only a name remains. And for some of them, not even that name remains. If we look through every alley, street, and backstreet of old Kabul, we can still shake off the dust of history and understand what events took place there in the past. In this documentary, we visited the Shore Bazaar Alley and explored the historic Mullah Mahmood Mosque. We will share with you the old architectural features of this mosque. And of course, we will stroll through the streets and backstreets of Shore Bazaar.
Mullah Mahmood
Mosque is one of the historical mosques in the old city of Kabul. It is located in the Shore Bazaar area, near Karabat Alley, and in front of Sarai Peshawari. This area, part of the old city, is known as Shore Bazaar, which has a very long historical background. According to our fathers and elders, who used to tell stories, it was originally called Shore Bazaar.
Mullah Mahmood Mosque is located in the Shore Bazaar Alley, adjacent to Karabat Street and opposite the Hindu Dharamsal, within the jurisdiction of District 1 of Kabul City.
This mosque is called Mullah Mahmood Mosque. Our fathers and grandfathers said it was built about 350 years ago, in the traditional local style. It is more than 350 years old and is situated in the old Shore Bazaar area. Previously, the old Shore Bazaar was a narrow and bustling market. In ancient times, this area was the main part of Kabul city, with a four-way intersection. Later, due to urban development and government planning, the streets were widened significantly. Around 10 meters or more were added near the mosque to the street, which slightly reduced the size of the mosque.
This mosque is registered as one of Afghanistan's historical monuments under the Directorate for the Preservation of Historical Monuments at the Ministry of Information and Culture. It is among the oldest mosques in Kabul. The building materials of this mosque include wood, stone, mud bricks, and clay. It was constructed in the traditional architectural style of Kabul, influenced by Mughal Indian architectural decorations.
Every country has an old city with historical places of worship that are centuries old. These mosques, including this one, are protected by the Ministry of Information and Culture and the Ministry of Urban Development and Housing as historic monuments. The foundations and pillars you see today remain in their original style from 350 years ago, and no modern renovations have been made to change their design. Besides being constructed with wooden pillars made from Nuristan wood, this mosque was built in the Indian and Mughal architectural styles. On its exterior, the wooden columns are decorated with ornamental carvings shaped like small flower clusters.
اعمار شده است.
The walls of the mosque are built using sang stone tiles, a material commonly used in traditional Kabul architecture. This mosque holds significance both religiously and architecturally, and is worthy of detailed study and examination.
If we study the history of Andalusia, where Muslims ruled for almost 800 years, after its conquest by Tariq ibn Ziyad, we see that Muslims built magnificent mosques and palaces in that land. These beautiful mosques and palaces attracted tourists from both Islamic and non-Islamic countries such as Turkey, Iraq, Egypt, and others. Similarly, Afghanistan, including this mosque you are viewing, and dozens of others, represents a great cultural and historical heritage that plays a vital role in the country's historical monuments.
This mosque was built in 2 floors. The first floor measures 20 meters in length, and 6 meters in width, with mud brick columns measuring 80 by 80 centimeters as its foundation. The windows, known as orsi or kulkin, on this floor are simpler, and smaller compared to those on the second floor. In the past, the orsi were decorated with the art of wooden latticework, jali, which is considered a distinctive feature of Kabul's architectural ornamentation. This type of wooden lattice decoration can be seen in most residential buildings and sacred places in Old Kabul. Additionally, this kind of decoration is also part of Timurid architecture, with fine examples visible in the marble ornamentation from the Timurid period. The facade of this mosque features 10 carved wooden columns, composed of intricately carved wooden arches connected together. These are framed with regular wooden casings and glass, enclosing the interior space of the windows, which were likely open and served as balconies in the past. At the lower part of the column bases on the mosque's facade, there is a 75 centimeter wide belt-like decorative band running along the length of the building, adorned with small, brass-plated pilasters.
The mosque has very simple and traditional wooden brackets windows, made by the original, authentic people of Old Kabul. The wood used is oak from Nuristan, or Kunar, which was brought here and used for construction.
The roof of the second floor is flat and made of archi wood. 2/3 of the mosque's ceiling features a beautiful design with geometric patterns. From one perspective, these shapes appear as squares and rectangles, while from another, the combination of several patterns creates new geometric square shapes. The mathematical and geometric calculations involved in the flat design of the building are considered a unique characteristic of the decoration of this historic structure.
The mosque's roof is flat and covered with wooden planks, decorated with square and rectangular patterns that attract attention.
The second floor of this mosque also has 2 entrance and exit doors, each set beneath an arched plaster niche. These arches feature intricate raised plasterwork along their sides, with beautifully crafted plaster designs resembling a mihrab on both sides of the doors. In the center of each door, rectangular mirror pieces are installed. The connecting arches between the column bases in this mosque possess unique characteristics that require detailed study and analysis.
این مسجد به شکل 2 منزل اعمار گردیده
This mosque is built as a two-floor structure with three main supporting pillars. The second floor can accommodate about 320 worshippers, while the first floor can hold around 115. In total, the mosque can accommodate approximately 450 worshippers.
The design of the arches is influenced by Mughal Indian arches, with slight modifications. In Mughal Indian architectural decoration, the connecting arches feature a central curve within the arch. In this mosque, there are 6 arches visible on each side, 3 on one side and 3 on the other, accompanied by a central curve and 2 hanging arches at the connection points of the column bases on both sides. However, the connecting arches of the column bases in this building include 13 arches and 2 hanging arches at the connection points with the columns. Although the number of combined arches differs, the overall design of the connecting arches is similar. Mullah Mahmood Mosque has 1 pulpit, minbar, and 12 arched niches inside the walls. The upper corners of these niches are adorned with raised plasterwork, a characteristic feature of the religious architectural style of Kabul. The mosque's mihrab is made of plaster, gypsum, and saruch, a traditional mortar, and it features beautiful plaster decorations along its upper edges. The ceiling of the mihrab is decorated with makarnas, stalactite-like ornamentation, resembling those found in the old mosques of Kabul. On both sides of the mihrab, there are 2 candle holders made of plaster and saruch, which were used to provide lighting. Above the mihrab's arch, the sacred word tayyiba, the phrase La ilaha illallah, is prominently rendered in raised plasterwork. Next to the mihrab there is a wooden pulpit, minbar, commonly used in congregational mosques.
The mosque has a large mihrab, prayer niche, that is decorated with plasterwork. Above the mihrab is inscribed the sacred phrase, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Inside the mosque, there are also plaster decorations featuring various floral and leaf patterns.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Mosques are a place for worship and strengthening individuals' spiritual connection with God, holding congregational prayers, collective supplications, and devotional gatherings allows Muslims not only to draw closer to the Creator but also to feel solidarity and unity with other members of their community. This communal environment fosters a sense of belonging and social responsibility among individuals and plays a significant role in creating a compassionate and cohesive society. In fact, these religious places also serve as venues for collective reflection and social interaction.
Besides all its virtues, mosques play a crucial role in fostering unity, harmony, mutual acceptance, brotherhood, and solidarity. For example, if people living around the mosque do not attend the mosque or the 5 daily prayers, how can the imam, neighbors, or local authorities learn about their problems? Therefore, attending the mosque is essential for unity, mutual acceptance, and brotherhood.
Mosques and sacred places are given special attention as centers for social and religious growth in Islamic communities. Over time, mosques have remained key institutions for preserving and transmitting Islamic teachings to future generations, keeping Islamic values alive within communities. In contemporary societies, every mosque faces new challenges and opportunities. Today, The diverse and complex needs of Islamic communities have led mosques to adopt new roles and adapt their activities to meet changing conditions.
The dignity, pride, and honor that God has given us, as well as the grandeur granted to Islamic countries, come largely from these mosques. Therefore, I urge my Muslim brothers and sisters to work towards the construction and development of mosques and all holy places throughout the Islamic world. The identity of our city is shaped by these mosques. These mosques represent the heritage and history of the Afghan people. Because the bravery, hospitality, and courage of the Afghan people are all recorded in the legacy of these mosques. If we study the history of the Islamic world's conquests, for example, the conquest of Turkey, Constantinople, Egypt, Iraq, or the Levant, we see that the Muslim rulers first focused on building and developing mosques in those regions. The stories of the great leaders of Islam show that mosque construction and development play a fundamental and prominent role in society, the country, and the Islamic system.
In many mosques, educational programs are held for learning the Quran, Hadith, and Islamic jurisprudence, which are especially important in Muslim communities, as a means to preserve and reinforce the religious identity of younger generations.
Mosques built around the world are not only places for educating generations, training people, and educating Muslims, but also centers for shaping beliefs and thoughts, strongholds for jihad and struggle. They provide comfort and peace for Muslims and all who enter the house of God. Besides these virtues and their crucial role, mosques are also places that attract tourists, not only Muslims but also non-Muslims from around the world, who visit and study these mosques. Every historical monument we see represents the cultural and historical identity of a nation, especially mosques located in the old city. For example, Mullah Mahmood Mosque, Gudri Mosque, Mullah Momin Mosque, Eidgah Mosque, and Pool Keshti Mosque all attract the attention of both foreign and domestic tourists. These mosques have great historical value, intricate decorations, and engineering styles influenced by Indian, Mughal, Iraqi, and Timurid eras. They represent these periods and attract tourists and visitors. Besides all the goodness that mosques offer in the Islamic world, they also play a significant role in tourism, recreation, and sightseeing. The presence of people in mosques provides a sense of mental and spiritual relaxation for humans.
Mullah Mahmood Mosque, one of the 18th century buildings of Kabul, is noted as a place of special significance in the Kabulist freedom movement against the British invaders. Over its lifetime, the building has undergone several major restorations, with the most recent renovation carried out in 1384 AH, 2005/2006 CE, by the Ministry of Information and Culture in collaboration with the DHSA organization.
This mosque was ruined as a result of the civil wars. Fortunately, in 2005, the mosque was rebuilt by the DHSA organization in cooperation with the Ministry of Information and Culture, under the supervision of engineer Abdul Rahim Karam.
In the upcoming documentary, In the heart of Kabul city, there is a historic mosque that is among the first mosques in Kabul city. A mosque that dates back 600 years. A mosque with a long history but in an impressive condition.